Hi, you guys. I was thinking, just generally about the business of patterns in relationships, and how every now and then I can see a pattern. I mean, you can be thoroughly enmeshed in, a familial pattern. Somehow themes will appear generationally, or just in the types of relationships we each individually have. But often I find something is, I'm getting on in years, so there's been a chance for patterns to become, in some ways, more obvious, because it's like a fractal. You can see it playing out again and again in a slightly different iteration maybe, but so it's intriguing to me what happens that enables us to suddenly see it. Because until you see it, you can't really, it's like with anything, if it's in your unconscious, it hasn't come up yet, how do you work with it? And once you see it, what does that oblige you, to do about it? Speak your mind? See it, see it? Swords are about vision as much as about speech. But something quick, clear, decisive. Can sometimes Knight of Swords be a card of somebody angry, somebody coming in angry? Maybe that's a pattern. What does this knight have to say? This messenger knight. Okay. It just never ceases to amaze me because, I've done 1 or 2 readings over the holiday, one for myself, one for a friend, and these are the same cards, pretty much. Knight of Pentacles. I mean, if I hadn't shuffled this deck many, many times, I wouldn't believe it. I think I was, a flim-flam woman. 7 of Cups. Temperance. Ace of Pentacles. I'm not kidding, guys. This is a little spooky. So, I don't think this is somebody angry, but they're coming in with a message, fairly emphatically, air sign energy of things to do with the mind, with speech, with clarity. This guy does look like he's pushing pretty hard. And head to head with Knight of Pentacles. Earth energy of 3D things. A slow night. Step by step, methodical. Grounded. So one is getting there fast. Yeah, I don't know if these are I think they're 2 separate people. And somehow this clash of speeds or ways of thinking, how fast you process something, or on what basis, neither one can understand the other. 7 of Cups. It may be there. This is a card of illusion too. The fact that these 2 energies seem completely disparate might be an illusion. But I think it's more like these 2, the earth sign, the air sign, you know, with what earth and air represent, not necessarily their astrological sign. They might not understand each other. But in comes this card of balance and healing. The Temperance Angel. Something divinely blessed, divinely protected, and a synthesis of two things. You know, she's mixing the two cups. He, she, they, Temperance Angel. It's a blend. So somehow I think that these two that appear to be so different, fast and slow, cerebral, earthy, somebody who is inclined to stay, somebody who is inclined to go man go, actually are a good blend. And it might be divine timing that is bringing these two knights headlong together. Ace of Pentacles under Knight of Swords. Here's the opportunity for that earth energy new beginning. An opportunity for growth, for something really precious that's being offered to you from this other person, I think, from the divine, or somehow as a byproduct of the two of you coming together. That creates the two of you coming together like neither one of you could have had this opportunity. And that sounds pretty dramatic, but independent of the other. Not that, you know, life stops if this person doesn't cross your path, but it's sort of like once they do, this pops into being, Pentacles energy, into 3D. This synergistic alchemical blend. And it baffles both of you, I think. Okay. First one I saw was 5 of Pentacles. A card of lack. Can be lack mentality, but I don't think so. It could be somebody with abandonment issues. Add these two together, you get the card for help. 6 of Pentacles, which shows somebody passing out pentacles, money, value, time, effort, to 2 impoverished people. Here they're the same 2 impoverished people, but nobody's giving them a dime. They're out in the cold. That's in the same energy as Knight of Pentacles and Ace of Pentacles. So I think there's some kind of opportunity coming in that, because the next card out is Wheel of Fortune, that addresses this kind of bottom of the wheel situation where you're on the outs, your fortune has not turned in your favor lately. You feel battered, you feel cold, you feel left out. Some opportunity comes in, perhaps delivered by this Knight of Pentacles. And it makes all the difference. Wheel of Fortune. You can see how there's the character on the bottom of the wheel and the character on the top of the wheel. But the wheel keeps on turning. Proud Mary, keep on burning. You know, this is like a paddle wheel. It might be there's some kind of something offered tangibly that's a real game changer. It takes somebody out of this lack mentality into major arcana card of destiny. An upgrade. Okay. Hermit. Under Temperance, a card of Sagittarius. Now we have a card of Virgo. Well, it seems like this is a 3D card of being outside in the cold. This is a card of, likewise, could be seen as a card of being outside in the cold. But rather than being a lack, they're both earth signs, right? This is Virgo, this is Pentacles, both earth energies. This is how to kind of transmute that I'm alone energy into, I mean, look, this person looks like Merlin or Gandalf, or, I mean, it's a card of great spiritual power and enlightenment based on a degree of, or a kind of, isolation isn't quite right, but this is sort of the isolation business. Something that has happened or is going to happen, you know, will change that into a kind of a karmic destiny, which is to walk your own path, to be good on your own, to get the quiet and the space from, and it's not like to be in isolation like antisocial. It's the ability to look inside. And inside being a sort of relative term. You know, outside the church, outside. This is also a card of divine timing, as is Temperance. Major Arcana, very positive cards of the psyche undergoing a massive change. And I think it's, well, let's see. Tell us about, is that, okay, tell us about, we're going to clarify Ace of Pentacles. Just see if we can get a bit of a hand on this new opportunity. How can we get a hand on the new opportunity, Spirit? Shine a light on that, Hermit. Not easily, evidently. Or maybe it's only at the point of surrender. I mean, this character has tried and tried all the ways, a pattern. That's a Nine of Wands is a card of pattern. Trying the same thing, the same pattern again and again and again until you're exhausted. And it might be you're stuck in a situation that you feel forces you, like other people force you into these patterns again and again and again. It's exhausting. But this is fire energy. It's about your own direction, your own integrity, your own core beliefs. I mean, this guy looks really dubious. So there's something about that habitual pattern that there's an opportunity for something entirely new, to be grown, to be invested in. Perhaps something that's not so exhausting. Fire energy. Sagittarius, a card of a fire sign. On Five of Pentacles, Justice, card of Libra. Something is being corrected, the equilibrium, the the balancing out of the scales. Another can be another card of karma, right next to Wheel of Fortune. What have you put into this? I mean, somebody's been terrifically depleted. Five of Pentacles, all the resources that have been sucked out of them, and perhaps something to do with this pattern. Because this person's exhausted. This is the wounded warrior. But on Five of Pentacles, that card of deprivation and abandonment, in comes a major arcana card of what's fair. It's like a karmuppance. I don't know if that's like a pun that's out there. Karmuppance. Okay, bottom of the deck, Chariot. That's on Wheel of Fortune. Card of Cancer, balanced forward movement. Under the canopy. There's something about the canopy. Well, whatever this destiny you're moving toward is, the universe is helping, not conspiring, but helping you to move forward. The momentum is gained so that willy-nilly, you're moving forward to a different level. And this is a card of fast forward movement because of some kind of emotional balance. And it often implies the two people. You may be very different from whoever it is you may have somebody in mind. And if you do, there are these two apparent opposites that need to be pulling in the same direction for there to be forward movement on the level of the psyche. These are sphinx. They can't actually get up and go. They're mystical beings. Some force deep in the psyche. A card of feeling. So we have balance in Libra energy and balance in Cancer energy, in thought, in emotion. Worth the struggle to break the pattern? Because I think that's what this is. You're able to, and it's almost like a surrender. I see the pattern. I give. I can't try that old way of doing it to get this kind of golden apple, this Ace of Pentacles opportunity. You're figuring it out, or somebody is, because there's Chariot, speed, forward movement. This is just wild. So many major arcana. Strength on Hermit. I see strength as very similar to Temperance. They're both fire signs, Sagittarius, Leo, but they both speak to a blend. These two characters who have formed a partnership that's beneficial to both, even though they're very different. Very different. Whatever was confusing, going forward in that Cup's energy will be reconciled. It's a water sign, Cup's energy. And this was on Hermit. As a card of blend, of synthesis, whatever this Hermit character, remember I said it's not isolation per se, it's not antisocial. we have the card of the solitary sage and the card of the strength that comes from the blend. It's almost like I'm getting the image of, you know, you have the one line that is strong, and then you have the second line. You know, you add the two together, you splice the two together, you get this. You know, the grace of this character, the strength of this character, the healing that they give to one another. They trust. If trust isn't there, strength isn't there for both people. And there's definitely a both. I mean, I suppose it could be energies in your psyche of just one person. I'd say not, because this is a card of communication. I mean, it can be many other things. It can be a move. It can be a flurry, an excited, you know, but the implication is usually messages. And since it's clarifying Knight of Swords, that makes sense. This fellow incoming that has to do with speech or clarity or setting the record straight. There's going to have to be dialogue between these two, Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, because they're different energies. Okay. Please clarify Knight of Pentacles, the slow-moving 3D knight. Okay. Oh, that's great. Queen of Swords. The Sun. Both cards of clarity. This is a fire sign. We got a lot of fire in this reading. A lot of major arcana in general. This is another card of Leo. You know, warmth, happiness, the new day, revelation, clarity. Some people say it's got that sort of egoic tinge, but, you know, I think this is sort of a pure, it's revealing yourself, somehow the purity of yourself. And you best do that with Queen of Swords because, you know, she's discerning. Anybody with mixed motives or impure thoughts, that's so corny, but, you know, she cut him off at the quick. So these messages coming in, delivered by Knight of Swords, who is about truth and cut to the chase. That's what it is, cut to the chase. She'd be able to have a conversation like that for sure, because she's all about cutting to the chase. I know who I am, and say a few more words, I'll know who you are. She's a very, a very smart energy, very discerning. I know who I am, and I know who you are as soon as you open your mouth, basically. I mean, she's a little bit that way. On Temperance, the Sun. Whatever this blend is, despite that kind of severe, because sword energy can be severe. This is a very warm, all fire energy, all, you know, out in the open, healed, healing, divine timing. It might be just now time when whatever this conversation is, and I think the air sign will initiate, will be based on kind of unfettered truth, not no equivocation. And as a result of that conversation, which may be exhausting, there's a natural progression. 8 of Wands, 9 of Wands. It will lead you, perhaps it'll take a few tries, because you might fall right back into the old pattern. If this was somebody you've dealt with a lot before, and there may have been sharp words exchanged, somebody may be trying to set the record straight. They finally, or you have, recognized the pattern, and it may be in how you talk to each other. That sounds so simple, but it's really not. Anybody who's been through a Thanksgiving meal lately with family members, sometimes you can just suddenly hear the same tape loop. Okay, we'll get one on Wheel of Fortune, and then we're going to stop because I have a low battery. Tell us about the wheel, please. Wow. Wheel. Magician. Devil. Well, it could be if this relationship had been stuck in a pattern. Major card of stuck. Everybody attached to the roles that they play, like chained to the, there's that sense in Devil that it's voluntary. It's like a voluntary servitude to a role. There's a massive change taking place that is out of both parties' control, but it's something you've both manifested. The recognition, to me, Capricorn energy is much more complicated than just, this is toxic, we got to break free from this. It's the ability to recognize this, the patterns that hold you back, the habitual places where you become stuck, like the loop, the tape loop. To recognize and work with those. What are the roles that have held me back? What is my chronic, habitual, because this is about habit too, it can even be addiction. My habitual ways of getting stuck in I'm sort of saying the same thing twice. Stuck in a pattern. This is earth energy. And I think the willingness to work with that stuck, be it an addiction, a codependent relationship, just anything that bogs you down. It could even be this lack mentality, because that's Pentacles energy too. Being able to see the pattern around that. How perhaps in some ways you've almost set yourself, and I say you, it could be the other guy. I don't think it's just an internal issue going on here. Now somebody has everything they need to break that pattern. Because if one person breaks the pattern is broken. You can't keep playing the same game or, thoughtless repetition. If one person stops doing it, the pattern is disrupted. And suddenly what you have is the opportunity for real communication. And I think it takes great bravery to be the one who stops doing it. Capricorn energy, to work hard at freeing yourself from the pattern. Everything you need to get the job done. Card of Gemini, Virgo, the Magician. That earth-air energy we saw at the very beginning. Gemini being an air sign. Virgo being an earth sign. We have, in fact, Virgo on the board. Everything, all the elements, not just earth and air, but all of them. Cups, water, fire, earth, air. Everything out on the table, working with all of it to manifest. And I think what we're manifesting is truth and balance, emotional flow, fearlessly going inside and fearlessly coming out into the open. This is like, the inner light. This is the light that shines on us all. When we're in the cave of the hermit, we're in some kind of isolation. But hermit always comes back, walks their way back into the real world. They're Virgo, they're earth energy. I think we're manifesting, among other things, our own liberation. On the board, we have Leo twice in Sun and Temperance. I'm sorry, Sun and Strength. Wow, we have 3 Leo. Hold the phone. Temperance, Strength, Sun. Something maybe pretty significant might be happening this summer. This is in divine timing. A card of summer. A card of things coming together. Coming together. That synthesis, that ability to pull these two things into accord. Not in a codependent way. In a way where each person can walk their own path. Because as much as we love anybody, there is that, I gotta walk that Lonesome Valley quality to it. But this is a major time of manifestation. And you're more powerful than you know. And in fact, you have everything you need to bring into your life these cards of enormous powers in the, the raw energy, the psychic energy, the raw materials, through which our experience, we make sense of our experience by virtue of these archetypal energies. It's like they paint the picture somehow. And there's some way in which we're moving into accord with what the universe wants for us. Wheel of Fortune. Wants the best for us. Did I name them all? No, I did not. Gemini, Virgo in Magician. Virgo in Hermit. Libra in Justice. Capricorn in the Devil. Cancer in Chariot. And Leo 3 times over. Sagittarius, Leo. Sagittarius, Leo, Leo. I'd say get ready for the conversation. There's something about the walls will come tumbling down. Because apart from everything else, you've exhausted, between the two of you, every other avenue. Now, the only way forward is, talk, heartfelt talk, no bullshit talk. No bullshit, Queen of Swords wherever she went. You know, truth-telling time. Only good things can come of it. We'll see. Till next time.